Yes and no. When you're talking about creating the scene a specific way, it kind of goes into criminology as well, like the societal factor of what could cause someone to do that. But at the same token, forensic psychologists can also say, for my example of cutting someone's arm off, what led them to do that? Is there something in their prior history? Is there something that they can't deal with because of the arm? Like, just like how sexual factors, like sometimes people do things after someone or before, like, why? And what is the reasoning for that? But in court, you'll get into the reasoning why a little bit, but it's not going to be like the overwhelming factor. Sometimes people come out with the diagnosis, sometimes people don't. It just really depends on the situation, but figuratively, just saying it for this, yeah, kind of. Because it's kind of like a gloss over. In court, when you're talking to a judge and a jury, I haven't done it yet, I'm still a student. But when you're doing it, you're not trying to lay out the scene like a lawyer would. And you're like, this is what happened, this is what they did. You're straight up getting asked questions, whatever the lawyer is going to ask you or you've been prepped with, and you're just going to answer the questions why. Like, why did this person have a motive to do this? Why did this person blah, blah, blah? And it doesn't always have to be with murder. Sometimes it can be with defamation. Like, look at the Amber Heard case and Johnny Depp. The psychologist that got on the stand there, she was a forensic psychologist. So she just kind of like went over why Amber Heard was acting the way that she did, what diagnosis she believes that she has in her professional opinion, and kind of how that plays out in someone's literal life. So that forensic psychologist tied the reasonings why, like, Amber Heard's doing this, la 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 la, and explaining why she did all that stuff and explaining how that diagnosis leaks out into other people's lives and what it can look like as examples of what Amber Heard did. Or let's say OJ, when he went in there allegedly and did all what he needed to do, I guess. If a psychologist went in there and talked about it, they could say, okay, like, where is this anger coming from? Look into his past a little bit. And you got to remind yourself, sometimes people will get forensic psychologists and sometimes they don't. It can be court ordered for whatever reason, or it can be because someone's trying to get out of prison, or it can be because their lawyer thinks that they're not, what's the word? That they're not mentally competent enough to stand trial with them, because somebody has to be mentally competent enough to even get into a courtroom. Like, you have to understand what your lawyer is saying. You have to understand the charges against you. You have to be able to help your lawyer in your case. Like, there's a lot of different things. It's an extremely interesting field, though. I will say there's a variety of things that you can do, and you're just always tapping into someone's brain.